Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning to all here on Twitch and lichess.org. International Master William Pascal. Guys, we're streaming some blitz and rapid chess on this fine Monday morning. Sorry to hear that you're not feeling well, Mr. Troll on a Roll. Well enough to tune into the stream, though, which is a good sign. Yesterday's simul was tough as usual. I'm a couple minutes late starting. In fact, I wanted to answer a couple emails and also in passing before we started, I wanted to look at that position Ananas had mentioned yesterday during our simul game that I was winning in the opening against him +2, and there was a good move for me that gave me a large advantage there. So that was instructive. Thanks for pointing that out, Ananas, because I might have not even noticed. I thought I was just worse. You see, this is the problem with with learning openings. When you don't play something very often, or you're relatively new to a certain variation or setup or something, I think your confidence is low, or at least that's the case with me. I assume I'm like most people. And having not ever played the Tarash French in a serious game, and played very few actual French defense games in my years of tournament practice, I don't feel like I'm really confident. And apparently my position was good, but I didn't find the right move. So anyway, it was instructive and we learned something from it. Tushar Kamde. Yeah, that the WFM Enchanteur is also a streamer now. Why do you mention that? Is she on now? She seems strangely strong for her FIDE rating of 1900, but whatever. She won't be the only one that's suspiciously rated. Anyways, not too many 1900s can beat me in a blitz game. I'll just put it that way. So we are going to be taking challenges here, 5+3 through 7+3. I guess it's blitz / rapid. You guys are used to the drill. We had what did we have? We had 22 players in the stream yesterday, in the simul stream, and it was 40-40. I think it's an improvement. I was in time pressure as always, but it wasn't out of control time pressure like with the 30-30 simul. So I think we're gonna try to do that from now on, to play to try to always make it 40-40, because I don't have any sort of Sunday matches where I'm gonna be leaving anymore. Have to travel like very far, so I should be able to be home always at 6 o'clock for the simul. So anyway, guys, let's get started. We've got 6 challenges here. Troll and a Roll feels well enough to play. Ananas, thanks for subscribing. Santa Claus, Nefidov, Morwa, and Rabbit Chess. And I think that Nefidov, Morwa, and Rabbit Chess are subscribers too. Let's get it started. So Troll and a Roll, not feeling well. Sorry about that, buddy. He's not feeling up to trolling, obviously, which is a good thing and a bad thing. She's streaming in silence, which is a striking difference. Yeah, I mean, dude, come on. She's like, gotta stream with... Well, I mean, do you actually see her making the moves, or is it like some phantom? Whoever I played is too strong to be like 1900 FIDE. I mean, it was like a 2200 player. E4, E5 here. We'll never know, though. Let's see. At least a 2200 player. Ish. But I mean, she's not like a little kid or something. It's not like her FIDE rating is inaccurate. I mean, she's like 20-something years old. I don't think that the FIDE rating is inaccurate in those cases. E4, E5. I'm already looking at that queen attacking my A2 pawn, so let's get right to business and stop that before it starts. I'm trying to be more classical in the chess 960 games. I'm willing to play 2 chess 960 games. Guys, I don't want to play too many. All challengers are subs. Yeah, except for you. Serbian Santa Claus is a subscriber? That's kind of suspicious. That's suspicious. I'm always suspicious, Serbian Santa Claus. That is suspicious. Congratulations. Thanks for subscribing, man. Knight B6 here. Thanks for being a subscriber. Now my knight is going to have nowhere to go. I knew there was a hitch to this, or there was a glitch, or whatever you call it. There was something too good to be true about playing bishop c4. I'm like a popular movie star. Hey, World Loser, what's up? We've got our ex, yeah, moderator. I'm a little bit, you know, suffering from mild dementia, but other than that, I'm just waking up. I told you I can't be the bubble anymore. No comments on moves, though. You lost your mini match 2-1. You had a mini match. Wow. All right. Bishop b3. Anyway, I'm not going to comment anymore on other streamers. Bishop c5. Queen f1. What are we going to do? d3 here. Queen f1 is also interesting. I mean, I wouldn't call queen f1 a developing move. This is more of a developing move. I think that's more fundamental, so let's get it out of the way. This is going to have to come through c2, and I need to play c3 in order to do that, so this is quite a time-consuming little process here. You just hallucinated, looked at the position, and thought, what the heck, yeah. Yeah, we had the same discussion with my team yesterday. Our last game going in the team competition yesterday involved one of our junior players with a knight on b6, and I was having a discussion. I mean, I talk about it all the time, and apparently Fisher talked about this too, how knights on knight 3, you know, these squares, I mean, it's not my invention. I guess I heard it, you know, before I became obsessed with this concept, but basically the knights are just not well placed there. This knight, you know, it drives my bishop back, but ultimately these are not good squares. But in chess 960, there's nothing you can do. When your knights are in the corner, they're in the corner. So I'm going to have to play c3 to get my knight out. You saw a quick analyze on Dirtdatch game from yesterday. Fully prepared theory. Well, it's nothing new to me until queen c2, and then I know that, like, it's not a great position for white. I used to play this like 20 years ago, but in that time it was like unknown, you know, the theory was pretty much unknown. But now it's been like expanded to the point where I guess it's just not good for white, you know. I didn't expect the guy, you know, to be that well prepared, that he would know it inside out. But I really just blundered, you know. I'm basically sacrificing a pawn. It's not that bad, but I'm also blundering in the next couple of moves there, so. Troll getting aggressive here with f5. The problem is if I play this bishop e3, you know, like f4, bishop goes back somewhere like to d2, I think I have to trade this. I'm not happy about it, but for the sake of not losing time, you know, if I go bishop back and he gets the bishop back on c5, I'm just going to be worse. Why is Troll moving so fast? He usually gets in time pressure. I keep asking this question every time and I never get an answer. He's like a different speed now. He solved his time issues. All right. The knight on h1 is, we've both got bad knights. How did you solve your time issues? Usually that's like chronic and you can never get rid of it, Troll. A problem like yours. I'm surprised. You saw a quick analysis on that. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I just have to stop playing knight on gde2. Or how is it? I just have to stop playing bishop d3 against that particular line in the Nimzo. Ironically, the Dirtdatch is a very big fan of Rumuncin Jihashvili's videos, and this was a line I actually got from him. So it's like playing against yourself almost. I can castle, probably a good idea. I mean, I could castle kingside, but with that f5 With that f5 break in, I mean, it seems like he has good attacking chances on the king side. There's knight g3, allowing him to play f4. Oh man, I don't know. I could take on f5, then that's out. Knight g3, f4, knight e2, f3, and he gets some play. f3, just straight up, maybe. I still don't really like my position here. He's playing knight g6. He's got a 3-minute time advantage. How strong is this guy? Maybe we go back to f1. Instantly played now. He's making instant moves. Very, very strong. Actually, yesterday's game by Troll in a Roll against me was also strong. Until a point. Strategically, he's like extremely strong. Just that tactically, he doesn't really do tactics. It's strange. I mean, it's really strange the way that Troll plays chess. You know, if you need, like, on a scale of 1 to 100 to rate someone how much tactics they use and how much positional play, Troll is like 10 on the scale of 1 to 100 on tactics, but he's like 80 on a scale of 1 to 100 on positional play. But it's like, how can you play chess without using tactics almost at all? It's sort of unbelievable. No matter what I do, I seem to lose the initiative to him in the opening. Here even I tried to be, you know, not hyper modern, but claim a classical center, and he still has the initiative. Here it comes, g5, best move. I may be able to counter with d4 in the center at some point. This is my best hope. But I would classify his play as extremely aggressive. Like, he doesn't have any fear. What's the name of this type of chess? This is chess 960. Some people call it Fischer random. It's the only variant that I'll play here. I mean, variants are all fine and good, but, you know, since we only live like a certain amount of years, I don't want to waste my life like playing every kind of strange chess variant. One is hard enough to master, in my opinion. So, what are we going to do here? Castle queenside is looking more and more realistic as, but although d4 probably is too. Maybe we should take this opportunity to play d4. They say the best answer to a flank attack is strike in the center, and that's kind of what we're doing here. I mean, the fact that he's pushed f4, taking pressure off of e4, enables us to go ahead and try to take the initiative in the center. I wanted to do this before he has a chance to play c5 and maybe try to shut it down. Now my queen f1 idea, we could kind of imitate him with queen f1. Obviously, castling is likely necessary in the near future. Okay, let's castle and then decide what to do from there. He's broken. What is that? That's Kramnik? Dude, Kramnik, you know, had a great start. I mean, he's not broken. Aronian is totally broken. I mean, I don't know, dude. The guy's, like, unrecognizable now. It's got to be, like, absolutely psychological. But that's a bad sign. So, Aronian will probably never become world champion. I hate to say that. I like him, but this is the end of that dream. Just can't seem to play in this pressure situation. So now Kramnik is still not that bad off, I would say, with 7 rounds left and 50%. I would honestly say that Kramnik has a legitimate chance yet. I'm gonna like lose on time to troll. 1666. He's 1300 in bullet. I need more room for my queen, I guess. Queen f2. Maybe I should take on e5 at some point. Excellent play by black strategically. And fast too. I'm telling you, he seems like a different player than before. It's literally, you don't seem like the same player anymore, Troll. Kind of scary. Here I missed knight d3. That's going to be a serious problem. Now I like have to play this. This is not what I intended. I didn't see knight e5, how strong that was. I guess I could play knight b1 there, but that's a disaster. He beat me not long ago in a really, really crushing way. It's almost like this is the exact same game. It feels like I'm playing the exact same game. Exact same player. Plays like a monster. No tactics, just, well, some tactics actually. He's got knight d3 threats. He's got threats on f3. So this was calculated. It's not just on positional basis. I think actually, you know, the more strategically normal way to recapture here is probably with the pawn, in a sense. I mean, okay, it's not easy to say. You want to keep your pawns together, maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say though. This is more like a minority attack going on here, so maybe knight takes is more natural. It's like a 3-on-4 minority on the king side. He's had the initiative since the second move. I don't know how he did that with black. Actually, what is chess 960 rating for troll in a roll? That is it, right? 1666. Why is it so low? Staying alive, barely. But he's got such good control of the dark squares, and I have almost none. I was already in a bad position, but after d takes e5, knight takes e5, it went from bad to worse. Now I'm like clearly worse. Just clearly worse. Threatening knight e6, which isn't really dangerous for him. It might be like a kind of threat to reach a salvageable position for me. c5 knight e6, even that might not be that bad for black. Everything on the dark squares is just owned by black. Extremely strong. Koi TV, what's up? GM Romy. Alright, that stops knight e6 and everything. This is an extremely strong move. What am I going to do now? Just going down in flames. Man, maybe I sack a pawn or something. Knight f5, take. It looks lame. Alright, we'll try this. My queen is going to be trapped in mid-board. Trying to play. This is sick, dude. He's just crushing me like a dog. Extremely strong play. Just ridiculous. And what am I going to do? Take with a pawn? It's kind of grotesque. Knight takes anybody? Am I hanging on here somehow with this horrible bishop and his rooks barreling down the G file? Man, what a perverse position. Just totally owning me here. Maybe that pawn can do something in the ending. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. His knight is killing me. Why did I do that? Taking on e5. No idea that was coming. He played a good game in the simul as well yesterday. He finally dropped a piece here. Strange move there. Johnny09 is watching. Black is already better. Already better. Like, this is bad. That's the problem. Right? After 4 moves, I'm slightly worse. Well, it's only 0.1, but man. Peter didn't like your f5. I thought it was a good move. That gave you the initiative, actually. Trading my good bishop for your bad bishop here. Here I forgot a castle, which is very typical. Chess 960. I'm not used to castling with things that are sitting there in the corner. So oftentimes I forget I can castle right away. Anyway, very impressive game by Troll. He was like +1, over +1 strategically here in this position. I made a very bad move taking on e5 though. This looks like it was a huge, huge positional mistake to take here. But if you sit there and look at the white position and try to find a move, I can tell you right now there just aren't many good moves for white in this position. This is a situation where I really don't have a lot of good things to do. So I was hoping for pawn recapture so I could play for like queen c5. But he just takes with the knight with a massive advantage. I played too passive. Yeah, well, it's really easy to do that in chess 960. It's not like normal chess. You know, you don't even realize you're doing it. I mean, it's different. I can't really put my finger on it. Ananas, Dear Santa Claus, Nefidov, Marat, Rabbit Chess, a lot of subscribers here. Romy is a subscriber too, right? We've got tons of subscribers. So anyway, guys, we'll try to get to all these games and enjoy it while we're doing it. Ananas played a good simul game yesterday, teaching me. Well, actually, it was a Tarash French. It turns out I remembered pretty much, you know, a line that was, what did we play, like maybe 15, 16 moves of theory in the game yesterday. But I felt like unsure because I don't, you know, play that much in that opening. All right. So Ananas now, he's tough with white. He plays really, really solidly. He's tough with both colors, but especially with white for me anyway. I'm going to play the Bogo Indian today. Something I haven't done in the last couple of games, I guess. Now, it's not really a Bogo Indian because he hasn't played knight f3, but it's like a brother opening. What if we try something different? We'll play this. Actually, play this. And then his move order is annoying because, like, with knight f3, we could play d5 and play a type of Catalan or even Queen's Indian. But he doesn't do that. He's always got bishop g2. I don't know. This is just an independent. This can transpose to the Catalan after d5, but there may not be another option actually. If I don't play d5, he's going to overrun the center. I guess c5 is possible, but it looks like a bad Benoni. So I think I have to do this. I don't normally play like d4, d5 with black. I always like the flexibility of knight f6 and not committing the pawn chain. So it's basically a closed Catalan here by transposition now. With the bishop on d2, there's some independent possibilities. I used to think, and I don't know if I still do, but I guess it's true generally, that if you play the black side of Catalan, you know, like white fianchetto against the Queen's Gambit decline, basically. For those of you who don't know what a Catalan is, The Catalan is g3 against the Queen's Gambit. I mean g3, you know, in a Queen's Gambit formation. There are basically two ways. Black can take on c4, which leads to the quote-unquote open Catalan, and like not take on c4, leaving the pieces kind of on the board. The advantage of not trading on c4, I think, is that basically it keeps the pieces on the board. If you want to play for a win, at a certain level, over 2200, I guess, you really just want to avoid exchanging pieces, because every time you exchange pieces, it maybe gets a little closer to a possible draw. So b6 here is normal. I don't remember if we ever played a closed Catalan with Ananas. I never really go into the Catalan at all. I have in the past against weaker players on a few occasions played the black side of the closed Catalan. Once against, no, let's see. Yeah, once against a strong player probably, but very rarely do I play this position. There are different setups. Bishop a6, bishop b7. Bishop b7 being the most solid. a5 is interesting too. a5. I'm a little concerned that that might be too slow here. Bishop a6 though. Bishop a6 we could try. Let's try that. Something for this particular moment. Because after rook d1, he does have issues with that pawn on e2. With your king there? What is the Monticello trap? Never heard of that. You learn something new every day. So bishop a6 here. Now I can play, you know, knight e5, 95 or b3, obviously. Not a heck of a lot of options at this point, I think. For the most part, oh, a4, that's pretty nasty. He wants to play a5 himself. Wow. Okay, that's kind of aggressive. Rook c8, there's no time for rook c8. So I was thinking about playing a5 myself to kind of circumvent this. Rook b8, a5, b5. Rook b8 allows bishop f4 with tempo. And then rook b7. He has a5, b5. That could get kind of weird. I don't think I want to allow that rook bishop f4 with tempo. What do I want to do here, though? I mean, maybe I can let him play a5 and simply, you know, deal with it without panicking. The other plan I was thinking, queen c8, queen b7, is pretty awkward. Putting my queen on the long diagonal, I don't know about that. That doesn't look right. Try to find something more natural here. c5. How dangerous is c5 realistically? Alright, whatever. I'm gonna do it. We can meet a5 with b5, I hope. It looks risky. Wow, just insta-played this. I don't like my position here at all. 2039. God. NS, you've lost some points lately. I'm surprised that your rating is so low. Yesterday, okay, he made a mistake against me. But he's really, really good in this Catalan. I don't like my position anymore. That was an excellent move. Knight A3, which I underestimated. Maybe I can come back. God, it seems ridiculous to play bishop b7, but I just don't... Okay, I don't like anything here, to be honest with you. But this seems like the lesser of the evils in this situation. If his knight gets on b5 and I can't get rid of it, it's just game over. I think I misplayed this pretty badly. White has a solid advantage. But maybe it's not... You know, it's still salvageable for black. Takes. Yeah, even that doesn't look that bad. Okay, queen b2 is like an ultra safe looking move. The longer his knight stays on a3, the better. He has a really good... you know what I'm impressed by in this game, actually? The fact that the guy doesn't move his bishop off of d2, you know? I mean, 99 out of 100 players would have been like moving this already. And so he has a way of looking at the position where he recognizes that that bishop is actually... well placed from that sort of modest looking square, which... And I wonder, how long have you been playing the French defense? Because if we look at his play, you know, I think the bishop on d2, it actually reminds me of like a French defense sort of bishop, where on d7, an experienced player realizes like how that's a passive looking square, but it's actually quite effective. I want to keep his what am I trying to say? Keep his knight, you know, off sides, basically. a6. Can I play rook c8 here? What does it do? Maybe e5, no. He really has a good feel for piece placement, except for this guy that didn't get in the game. But in order to contain that, I'm having to weaken my queen side. This could be relevant, the fact that I moved an extra pawn over there. I'm in a very alien position for me. If you guys wonder why I'm struggling so hard here, I just never played the black side of the Catalan, almost ever. Like, I can count on one hand the amount of games that I've played. But I wanted to try something different. We played a lot of games with NS now, and it's definitely gets old to play the same opening again and again. What is up, guys? You play it since 20 years. So I can see a similarity in the handling of the Catalan. Bishop f4 now. I was just talking about how long he left that there. The bishop on b7 I'm willing to give up because it is, you know, technically a bad bishop blocked in by my own pawns. But now he's threatening that very, very nasty move, bishop c7, winning by force, more or less. So we're on the verge of disaster. He's vastly underrated by lichess standards. I mean, everybody who plays me is underrated, but knight f5 now. Only after bishop f4. Just got beautiful piece pressure. It's like perfect for white. He doesn't care about his knight on a3. He didn't care about his bishop on d2. He just leaves them on the bad square till the time will come when they're really, really, you know, useful. Now I can save my bishop from capture. There's like no tactics in the position ever. Man, how can he be down to 2039? He's also fairly fast. I wouldn't call him slow. You know, he's still 30 seconds ahead of me. But I just had no chances at all here out of the opening with no realistic counterplay. He's going to get that in. That knight to d6 thing. Bishop takes, anybody? It's probably even worse. My position is just ugly. I can win a pawn maybe with queen c2, queen takes b3. That pawn would be much better if I can get that, protecting the b6 pawn in the process. Don't really have any attack. Even if I win a pawn, he may have compensation because the dark squares are so weak in my position. This is what I'm talking about. This was a bad move too. He's awfully slow, isn't he? 10 minutes ahead of me. 10 seconds. What is there to think about here? What? He could have won a piece? He could have won a piece. Okay, queen c4 was just dropping a piece. That's pretty embarrassing. Oh, another check. He's like losing on time. In a winning position. Queen g4 check. It's not winning, but it's clearly better for white. With my king completely open. But he could have won a piece two minutes ago. It's pretty much nearly winning. I mean, my king is just wide open here. The structure, that's extremely bad. Apparently this is all well known. A4 is main line for this variation. I had no idea what to do here. I played c5 and I'll tell you, I wasn't happy with this move. I feel like white is better. And he knows more mainline here. Knight a3. This is all theory. Here I played c takes d4. This looks like it might be a serious mistake. Going back to b7 immediately. If I had realized, you know, I end up doing this like the next move. And in retrospect, if I had realized what was to come, I would have played this right away. This is much better. Apparently I was winning in one move. I was also losing in one move, so it got pretty stupid at the end. But we had a good lesson in the Catalan there. Santa Claus, what's up? What tricks did I pull off? Where did my g-pawn go? I was just dropping a piece with queen c4, but I was about to flag and my position was falling apart. It looked awful for white, but I should have played bishop b7 immediately. It just seems very strange to me to like put the bishop out on a6 and then bring it back to b7 like without having accomplished anything, you know. Okay, he's played some weird moves. a4, knight a3, and then if I can play a6, his knight is corralled on the side of the board, so that makes a lot of sense actually. When I when I played excuse me, when I played c5, I really thought, oh, this is probably like not right at all, you know. But I don't know what to do and I don't have a lot of time, so. But apparently not. It's actually the main move in that position. I don't want to go there anymore and play the black side of the Catalan, man. It's not fun. Santa Claus is 24-34. What? In rapid? Whoa, dude. I told you he was an IM. He's higher rated than me. So all the guys like Brishuk yesterday played bishop g5, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't really trust those bishop g5 variations. I would need to memorize tons and tons of theory to play that. So I just stick with my modest queen a4 check. You can also play bishop f4 here, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Santa Claus. What is Santa Claus's like ELO rating? Do we have a chart on that or something? A graph or chart? The last game I was getting dragged around. The first game I was getting dragged around by Troll and Chess 960. This last game I was getting dragged around by Ananas. Troll is 1666 supposedly. Chess 960, I don't think so. Second game, Ananas 2000, I don't think so. You know, you guys, you're making me look bad with those ratings. So here I guess bishop d2. I have played this like a zillion times. Kovalyov. Funny that we were just going through some games, and in that Catalan position, Kovalyov had one game. I think he actually played a key game in this against Sveshnikov or something. I don't remember now. So taking on c4 unprovoked is probably not like the main move here. But I guess it's okay. Seems a bit early. Now it looks like you know, that might be that line though that he played. To play the quick e5, e4, e5, d5, knight d4 seems to give black interesting play. e4, e5, d5, knight d4. I guess I could play like queen d3 there. That's weird though. That looks really weird. There's even like b5 for black. I don't like that e4, e5 here. It doesn't look good. We can castle. We can play h3, the prophylactic move h3. Is knight b4 going to be a problem at some point? You could even play knight e4 here. That's a weird possibility. A3. I mean, how serious is this knight b4 business? Where's my queen going after that? Back to d1. I don't know. A3, H3. It's just not easy to see what the best move is here. E4 is definitely out. Castle's king side looks like a principled move. Let's just do that. So he just plays E5, does not hesitate. Fine. I don't think I can push. It just gives him too strong a kingside presence. And meanwhile, he has all sorts of threats. Seems like black is at least equal here. Bishop e2, bishop g4. Looks like a semi-Slav. Black has kind of initiative. I mean, obviously you can always take and play f4, but it just kind of weakens the king side. I mean, what does that achieve? This all looks perfect for black. $31.28. Yeah, whatever with the flying sky guy. I mean, he played 3 perfect games with 0 inaccuracies against me. He looks totally bogus. He may be a real bullet player, but his games against me in standard they look like computer games. I'm sorry. How realistic is it for people to use bots to play bullet and cheat? I mean, it has to have been done, right? Who's the most high-profile bullet cheater? By the way, I mean, if you can do it, you can do it. It's not a new concept. I mean, just that's the problem. I think a lot of people get credit for being legitimate because they're high rated in bullet. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, I think that people cheat in bullet. You know, I mean, it's got to be. What's up with Queen E8 played instantaneously? What is the deal with that move? Queen E8? Why Queen E8 and not Queen D7? Why would you voluntarily go there instead of E7? Knight takes f3, bishop takes f3, queen e5 type of ideas. I guess I need to develop my pieces. No, that guy's ultra suspicious. I just banned him. I won't even play him anymore, dude. It's ridiculous. And there's no one in Sweden named Alex who's like higher rated than 2100, so give me a break, dude. Rook on a to d1. This looks like a semi-Slav where black has good piece play on the king side. Yeah, you can check my 3 games with Fly in Sky. Every single one looks like a computer. The bishop e2 taught you something. Well, yeah, it taught I'm afraid it should be what it taught you. I am afraid of black's kingside prospects. If you take on e5, you bring his queen out with immediate threats, you know. I mean, this bishop is nice out on c4, but we've got to be careful. This guy is scaring the daylights out of me. I mean, it's like playing a strong GM or something. This is basically what I would get if I was playing white against Mamedyarov. probably something like this. Santa Claus is playing perfectly. As far as the opening stage, now let's just try to be safe. Our kingside, I expected bishop h3 there. He didn't go for it, but maybe that's interesting. Maybe he's wise, you know, not to even trade pieces. Though he could have played something like bishop h3 and maybe not traded the white square bishops. Just maintain the tension. Queen e6 or... Yeah, I understand your point though, Koi TV, because, you know, that's a move that looks, you know, it looks like passive. It looks maybe like a lot of people would criticize you for playing bishop e2, but it's probably necessary in that position. Because knight takes e5 just speeds up his attack when I have no pieces to defend my king side. Now, I don't remember if Santa Claus played this Rogozin before. I do remember that I've lost 2 out of my last 2 against him. What was that one? That was where I was black in a Blumenfeld, and the other one, we have no time. It was a simul. Okay. Well, what do we do now? B3. Try to go for a double fianchetto. At least he's, you know, tied down to this bishop on d6. Ultimately, I want to have my bishop's fianchetto if I'm given the opportunity to do so. What? Okay, so bishop f5 can always be played. I have to be careful about that. I guess I can play e4. That would be nasty. I would be threatening. Even bishop f4 though wouldn't win. He still has enough pieces to protect the d6. It looks like white is trying to equalize. Of course. Of course white is trying to equalize. The guy's insanely strong. You see he's 24-34 now. It's like a huge rating. What am I gonna do? About to flag. I think he's secretly an IM. Or very strong FM. Beep beep, I'm a Jeep is like a nursery rhyme, isn't it? There was a poker player, not a great one, a decent one with that handle. Alright. Bishop c5. Well, it's kind of like my game with the last game where I was up a pawn, but I had a lot of dark square weaknesses. It's not quite as bad a version, I guess. Rook takes. Now what's my best move? Maybe bishop f4? This almost seems like it wastes time. Doesn't really achieve anything. secret I am 24-34. But we're close to equal here. Should be drawable. Holy cow. Strong is this guy? I mean, give me a break. Wow. Just lost. Just too strong. I mean, how strong are you, dude? This is... You have a positive score? Not that strong? Dude, check his game out here, okay? He's not that strong. Check this game out, okay? First of all, he knows all this theory. I don't know, dude. It looks pretty damn strong to me. Played virtually perfectly the whole game. I mean, what more can you ask of somebody? Then his technique in the ending is unbelievable. With no time left. Watch this. Knight d5, bishop d2, bishop g6. This is basically a position where I should have a chance to draw. He's got 15 cent pawn lost, dude. With 2 inaccuracies. I mean, f5 here with no time on the board. Number 1 suggestion of Stockfish. He finds this instantly in like 1 second. Stopping bishop c8. King f8. I don't know. Who would allow bishop c8 here? I guess you could defend like in the game with bishop b5, bishop a4. But this guy is like, look at this game. I mean, it's 3 inaccuracies, 17 center pawn loss. He must be like 2400 FIDE or something. You should really reveal your real FIDE rating, Santa Claus. Your new trainer is good. Right. I think this was the trainer. I don't know. Alright. Nabil Hassan is not a subscriber. We're going to play Rumi. Are we up to Rumi already? Alright. Not going to play this anymore. Oh, only stupid names left. Let's see. You guys all... Rated is out. Nabil Hassan. You're not a subscriber. So Rumi is up next. Tushar after that. Mule Skinner after that. Yeah, I don't know, Santa Claus. I think you played like an IM, dude. So, but it's really like strong. I mean, this player I just played, it's not a joke, dude. That's like a 2400 FIDE player. For reals. So I think I know who he is. This player was probably playing me before. If I am even in the right ballpark, though. That is not a 2100. Okay, e3. This is like interesting because recently there was a game. Well, what the other day, yesterday Karyakin played with the knight on f3 and like pawn. What did Wesley So do? He did d5. Apparently it was okay. This is a really weird variation. There's not a lot of theory. The Peruvian Grandmaster Granda Zuniga has played this quite a bit. Just kind of get people out of book, try to get a playable position where theory doesn't really send us fides over 2100. Obviously, dude. I mean, the guy played like 2400. Basically a perfect game in like 7-3. I felt like I was playing a GM in this game. You can just tell. I played a few GMs, so I know how it feels. I don't know. Serbian Santa Claus, he's kind of inconsistent. I've got a really good score against him, but now he seems like a GM. All right, bishop b7. I feel like he's taking it easy on me sometimes or something, you know, I don't know. That's why my score is so good. When he's really on, he's like a GM. Bishop b2, this is kind of passive. Like, I think the bishop should normally be placed on d3. This is close to the So game, but that Karyakin had the bishop on d3, no? Actually, So played differently. He played no fianchetto on the queen's side. But you know the problem with this bishop d2 for black? I don't feel like it's clear what our plan should be. I guess we'll do like Nimzovich style. D6. Trade. Excuse me, trade. Romy's kind of playing like he's black in a Nimzo Larson attack, which is fine. This is fine for white. It's a little passive, but perfectly fine. There's another rated game in the list. I'm not going to play the 1900 FIDE streamer who plays like a 2300. Alright, enough publicity for them already. Gigantic challenged me to a rated game. 94. Ivanchuk syndrome. Forgive and forget. You just know typical ideas. Dude, your endgame technique was like perfect. I mean, you're not playing like, you know, that is not typical ideas, dude. You're just playing like a strong title player in the endgame there. Very, very fast and confident with lots of experience. It's very noticeable. C5 is interesting. It's more traditional to go here. I guess we'll go with this. I think this is actually... well, likely a transposition to some kind of Nimzovich game. I don't know if d5 is good for white. It's a good idea, though, to open up the bishop on d2 or c3. Here we have some options. Knight takes c3, rook takes c3. I mean, that's the most impressive thing to me for the Serbian Santa Claus last game. Wasn't the opening. You know, anybody can memorize that, you know. But to play that fast and confidently in the endgame with that good technique, I mean, I think that's like at least a FIDE master I'm playing against, and not a bad one, most likely. So d5 here, not like a 2100. Young 2100s kind of stumble in those sort of end games. Wouldn't be that confident. I don't know here. Maybe knight c5 even. Knight c5, knight d4. Or if we're lazy, we can take here and just play this and close it up with like e5. This is the lazy approach. But white is fine. It's probably... no, this move is bad. Okay, that's bad. You don't want to damage your pawn structure. That's definitely not recommended. Knight takes c3, b takes c3, e5. Serbian Santa Claus, the endgame is like a draw, dude, but I couldn't keep up with you. That's the truth about it. It's a draw in endgame, but I couldn't keep up, you know, on the time. What do you mean it's an easy one? It's White has to fight very, very hard and play perfectly to draw that ending with perfect moves. There's nothing easy about it. It's a totally technical position where if I play perfectly, I draw, and if I don't play perfectly, I lose. I don't agree there's anything easy about it. It's really difficult for White and a draw, but not easy to execute. It requires me to play perfectly with like 1 minute on the clock. I just didn't have enough time to play it perfectly. Well, you just hung a piece and I didn't take it. Oh, no. No, I could have just taken his knight. I believed him. Don't give your opponent too much credit. I heard someone saying this. No, this is not so easy. I guess I can surround the pawn, but he's got tricks with c5. I guess not that easy. Queen e7. He could play bishop f3. Serbian Santa Claus, you play like an old, experienced I am, dude. In that endgame. E4, gotta play this to keep him off the d5 square. Here, I would like eat my hat if Serbian Santa Claus wasn't like at least 2300 and can play like that. I mean, the whole game was like a total package. Dude, I can beat 2275 players in my sleep almost. Sometimes they nick me for a draw, but they never dominate me like that. It's noticeable. Like I've lost to one player under 2275 in the last 3 years. But we're gonna Serbian Santa Claus is gonna tell us like his FIDE rating is like 2095 or something. Actually, he never concretely says what his rating is. But this is getting to the point now where your classical rating is so high, it's becoming very noticeable. People are gonna start noticing that. That's a really serious rating in rapid chess or whatever. Romy is trying to get active here. Maybe I should play f4. I think it's simpler just to do this, though. Actually, c4 is just hanging, so we're going to just take this pawn. Yeah. This is just winning. But Romy's improved. I mean, it seems like he put up a tough fight. He did drop the knight on g5, though. I oftentimes like give people credit for moves when I shouldn't. You know, I mean, I don't calculate. I just say, okay, if he puts it there, it must not be hanging. And I've made some hallucinations like that lately. This is actually just losing a second pawn. Nothing here. I love all your mystery, Serbian Santa Claus. lot of mystery, but no concrete information. It's kind of like the White House. Queen G3. All right. This is just technically winning up 2 pawns. No, I'm just joking about the White House. I try not to get too political here on the stream. Whoops. I didn't mean to start any political discussions. I'm just having fun. But just making fun of the White House doesn't mean that it's political. I mean, everyone realizes that it's a joke. It's like Saturday Night Live. Queen C5 check. It's all smoke and mirrors with Serbian Santa Claus. I don't know how he does it, but we really don't know anything about him at all. And all right, let's go on. But he is a new subscriber from today, actually, or anyway, in the last couple of days. The Santa mentor must be Giri in Kramnik. Anyway, let's get some more challenges. Thanks for the game, Romy. Morwa. This is another player who's like massively underrated. He finished like 3rd in my stream tournament. Was it 3rd or 2nd, Morwa? I think he's awful strong for 1800. I don't know. I used to think that the lichess ratings were inflated, but I'm beginning to question it. You know, I mean, obviously some of them are. People are like 3,000 and stuff, but I feel like all of my opponents are underrated rather than overrated here. I mean, you run into players who are really easy to beat in the tournaments, and then I play the people on my stream, and they're all like, Troll is 1600. You know, I mean, at least you're not underrated, Serbian Santa Claus. That is a nice, refreshing change. Maybe he is underrated. Maybe he should be more like 2500. Here we get a chance to play the Blumenfeld Gambit, which I lost in one of my last 3 games, also against Serbian Santa Claus. I'm always complaining of Nefedov, dude, like seriously, okay? Your rating is ridiculous. Like, you should be punished for rating manipulation or something. You should not comment on this subject because your rating is so low, it's like you're trying to lose points or something. I don't know. You'd have to try to get your rating that low. Like, honestly, I don't know how you managed to do that. You literally have to try to be that low. Knight c3. Yeah, this is an annoying move, and it's hard to avoid it. I mean, basically, we're just playing asymmetrical English. And I made a video series on the Blumenfeld. I tried to recommend something here, but it's hard to recommend something that doesn't transpose simply to a semi-Tarash, which is really pretty boring. What did I recommend here? Okay, bishop b4 is the main line, I guess. I used to play a6 for a while, although I don't play this position that often. a6 would transpose. Let's just do this. It can transpose to a Sicilian, which is fine by me. You know, I don't play the con Sicilian, but I can. So e4, dude. If you're a d4 player and you're cool with a con Sicilian, then that's good. Yeah, this makes more sense for an English opening player. Now this transposes some games I had. This is a known line. I played this against Igor Feugl once. It wasn't fun. Try to grab the pawn. Yeah, I mean, soon Nefedov will be like 1400. But yet play like master strength draws against me in every simul. b3. Yeah, this feels like it should be a mistake, allowing me to play b5. We caught Moreau, or Morois. I want to say Moreau. I don't know. I just like saying the island of Dr. Moreau. But I never studied French. There was only Spanish, Russian, and Hungarian. b5, bishop b2, bishop b7, we're good to go, I think. And we get in b5, we got a good hedgehog. So b3 looks like it's just a really big mistake. Basically, white should sacrifice the pawn on c4. Bishop g2, queen takes c4, castles, or maybe there are different ways to do this. That's probably the best. I wouldn't bother trying to hold on to that pawn. You just have really good compensation for the sacrificed pawn in terms of time. I don't know Khan, but I Khan. Mind control technology. See, that's the end of chess, dude, when we do that. Implants. We'll be cyborgs and chess will be over. That's my big fear. But anyway, you know, I'll be either dead or very old by the time that starts to take over. Bishop b7. Yeah, Morois sort of messed this up. Let's see how reasonable his position can be, though. Do you have any tricks like knight c6? Probably not. If I play knight c6, he just takes on b5, and there's nothing. There's nothing. In fact, this endgame. Okay, yeah. Well, that's the question now. If he takes with the queen, how good is this endgame for me? It doesn't look that devastating. If I play queen takes queen, his rook gets played along the b file. That's the thing that's bugging me here. We're just developing his pieces for him. Now what? Threatening rook b1. Man, I don't know how good this really is. I tried to play this in the simplest possible way, but we really don't have too much here. Everybody's. I don't know if I'm gonna win a single game today. Deservedly. Like, I don't think I deserve to win any games from the games that I've played today. This looks pretty good for white. My concern is that he gets like a rook on the 7th rank or something like that. There's also bishop g2 I have to be careful about. Bishop g2, we have time to develop knight d7 or rook b8. Okay, maybe that's a little automatic, and also this pawn on c4 is kind of weak. So I think it would have been better to play rook b1. But what am I going to do here? Well, knight b7, obviously, and I don't have to play rook b8, I guess. I can just play like bishop a5 if he attacks my bishop. Now rook b7 doesn't look that scary. Now this bishop g2 might have been a small mistake. This move is crazy. It's crazy to castle queenside here. That is nutso. Yep, your king is not going to be safe there. I'm down to 137. Man, I'm getting battered in the games in terms of result. I lost to, let's see, I lost to Serbian Santa Claus. I should have lost to Ananas. I should have lost to Troll, or like wasn't better. Maybe it would be good to calculate a little bit. Knight takes e4, bishop takes b4, knight takes f2 check. Knight takes f2 check, knight takes f2. This is not that clear. Bishop takes d6. I mean, I'm winning the exchange there. But on the other hand, not really sure. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes f2. I mean, I'm winning a pawn along with it. You could play rook takes d6 there. What about that? No, that's illegal. Knight takes, bishop takes. Yeah, that's rook takes d6. That's a problem. Okay. So, man, that king looks wide open here, but I have no time. Just no time. I'm only a tiny bit better. He's got 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so it's kind of bad time management by Morwa. I mean, it's okay if we're playing 5-0. I can understand that. But with an increment, you need to adapt. And you can't play like, you know, just for the clock, which seems like he's done here to some extent. He had a lot of interesting moves, but he just kept moving really fast, probably making like third, fourth best moves when he needs to really concentrate. Still, he's hanging in there. Why did I do that again? All right, let's try this again. No time to think about it. What am I doing here? He's a natural. Positional play is good here. Man, 2 minutes more than me? But I think the bishop e3 is a positional catastrophe. Whoa. He's gonna flag me. Awfully slow. He's basically playing for the clock. But that misses the point in this time control. I wish I had played g6 instead of h6 now. It would have been more convenient. Why didn't I play rook d3 check first and then rook d4? A little bit better maybe? Yeah, this is a terrible move. He had a great position, at least a good position, and just trying to play too much based on speed. Now White is in really serious danger of losing the game for the first time. Maybe he was slightly worse before, but now it's like he's concretely in trouble. Rook d2, knight e6. But another very unimpressive game by me. But okay, I mean, the time is pretty fast. It's 5+3, so I prefer the 7+3 for terms of the stream, where I'm like trying to really commentate on the games and make it instructive. What is the 25th of March? That's my team game on Sunday. We've got a very important match coming up. Now he's lost here. But he had to really try he had so many chances in this game. It's just ridiculous. If we look at the map or whatever, the game analysis by Stockfish after the game, we're gonna see tons of opportunities for, or while I think that he, you know, he was okay, but too fast. Just bear down and take your time. And look at this. I mean, after misplaying the opening very, very badly here, playing this blunder, b3. I mean, I'm surprised that the engine thinks this is okay, honestly. I honestly don't understand. Even Gawain Jones got held to a draw by 2200, but I don't really understand why everyone wouldn't play b5 here. Maybe bishop b4 is good too. Only one player played that. Dmitry. Yeah, Dmitry is important for this Budapest or Blumenfeld gambit because Dmitry has a lot of interesting repertoires with c5 based stuff, and I've used some of his games in my Blumenfeld move order videos. Here, queen d3 though. Bishop g2, why not just bishop b7? This is what I don't understand. I mean, I would have done what Gawain Jones and Voris did. I think I'm in pretty good company with those guys. Those other variations are more speculative. But here at one point, it looks like at this point, look at this, Marois was completely equal. Despite his king just chilling on the c-file with an isolated pawn, he's still got the two bishops, and he's totally okay. And then again later on here, this position, because he's got the ability to play rook d5, it looks like he's okay. I missed knight a4 with a family fork. That's winning a pawn at least. Okay, guys. Is anyone here? We're all here. Aren't bishop g5 scarier than queen a4 and Rogozin? Yeah, Serbian Santa Claus, but I don't have time to study like 30 move variations. Even Grishuk got confused yesterday on move 10 or something. Or he so claims, you know, maybe I didn't watch the press conference, but it's possible that Grishuk, you know, just wanted an excuse. He wanted an excuse for a quick draw. Given, you know, okay, he's not doing that bad actually. I don't know, maybe he just wanted a day off or something, but Mamedyarov is pretty scary. I mean, Grishuk is not playing chess on the level of Mamedyarov this year, so I wouldn't mind a day off with a quick draw with Mamedyarov if I were Grishuk. But I just think that there's a massive amount of theory in the Rogozin with bishop g5. It's just ridiculous. Who has time to study that? Tushar, it's just like one variation. Tushar, Mule Skinner, and go from there. So I don't really want to accept somebody who's like gonna crush me like a master when they're rated 1900, you know. I've had enough of that. d4. There's certain players I just respect if you let me not play them. d4 knight f6. I don't want to get dragged around by a 1900 who plays like 2300 again. Nefedov, that's cool if you don't mind. I've already been, you know, trounced twice. Okay, Tushar is now taking on Ananas variation here. This is a serious problem for my move order. So, well, normally I go with the Bogo. There isn't really much better than that. Your secret agenda. All right. No, I just don't like to play people whose rating isn't consistent with their play. If I can avoid it. Serbian Santa Claus is playing too much like a GM, but I'll let him slide. Bishop d2, bishop e4 check. I mean, no, seriously, I like crush 1900s, you know, but when they play like 2300s, that something's not right, you know. I don't want to keep going there, keep banging my head on that wall, you know. If you're 2300, you play like a 2300. If you're 1900, you play like a 1900. I mean, that's how it works. If it smells funny and it looks funny, then it probably is funny. Something isn't right. Yeah, but I'm talking about FIDE rating 1900, plays like a 2300. That doesn't seem right to me. Dude, you know how many years it's been since I lost to a 1900 in a serious game? Probably 20. You know, but it's maybe like many possible explanations. But I'd rather know who I'm playing. You know, if it's going to be somebody who's going to play like a master, I want to know like who I'm playing against. Okay, this is now a transposition to the line of the, you know, of the bogo that I don't play, unfortunately. Knight c6. I have to take now if I ever hold my piece, right? Because if I don't take, if I play knight c6, they castle, then I play bishop takes d2, then white can play queen takes d2 and get a better setup. So it's technically like I'm supposed to trade on d2. The problem is that I'm playing this variation that I don't actually play. This Petrosian variation of the I don't know what I call it that because he played it, but I never played Queen e7 bogo. I never really liked it. Just feels kind of passive. But in my experience, you know, people who are 2300, you know, here aren't 1900 FIDE. All right, let's see. Castles. E5. No more rated games challenges, please. Mule Skinner. I'm gonna play. Mule Skinner is the last subscriber. Rakesh Coolest challenged me, of course. Dude, it's not only the wrong time control, but it's like rated. Okay, I don't play 3-0 and try to commentate the game. Ginger GM listens to the lower rated players in his videos. My name is Ivan Banovich. Now you know who I am. Serbian Santa Claus. That doesn't even make sense. I thought you were Serbian Santa Claus because your name was Mikula, or like, you know, Nikolaus or something like that. I thought that's why you were Santa Claus. That was my understanding. I guess I totally missed something. I thought the whole point was that you were like Santa Claus because your name was like Nikolaus. But thanks for you know, being open about your identity. I really appreciate that, because I do get kind of frustrated with the anonymous people, you know, who start playing like 400 points higher than their ability. Decided to play knight a6 here. This is a little weird, but it just transferred to something more like a King's Indian than a bogo with this. I don't know why I feel like it's a King's Indian suddenly after e4. Obviously the structure is similar. Yeah, actually normally I guess black goes knight c6 here, come to think of it. I felt very inclined to play knight a6 using the c5 square for my knight. We'll see after the game if this has ever been played before. I mean, it just seems like I'm walking into losing a tempo when I play knight c6. I guess that's normal though. The main line is knight c6, d5 and then knight back to b8. I thought we'll try something different here. Now it's going to basically transpose. Maybe I even saved the tempo. Wait. Okay, first I need to play bishop g4. This is probably important to get rid of that bad bishop. Santa's about 2,200 FIDE. He better be. He may be Nikola Radovanovic, a young IM. That would make sense. Why is that Radovanovic name so familiar to me? Are there just a million people? Is it like the most common name in Serbia or something? Who do I know that's named that? Oh, there was another guy. Yeah, that was the name of one of the guys who was on my stream all the time. A Radovanovic, who was like a FIDE master. Was he an IM? Now my knight is on c5. It feels like my knight is on c5 too early now. Queen c2, just getting out of the pin. The pin. Well, I mean, white's very solid here. You know, you're never beating like a computer with this position. Good knight or not, or bad bishop or not. Like, this is just so solid for white. But I may have played knight c5 prematurely. Maybe I should just go back to d7 now. Cut my losses. There's c6, kind of interesting move. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, I thought Santa Claus was because you were Mikulash or something like that. But you have to be like 2,200. I mean, minimum. So it looks like knight c5 was a concretely bad move. Then again, my knight was on the side of the board in this position. On a6, it's misplaced. When he plays d5, yeah, I'm basically committed to doing this. One or the other. Either I couldn't get in bishop g4, or I wouldn't be able to achieve another thing here. What's rook e1 about? Tushar is a kind of open-minded player. He's not stereotyped. I've got to give him credit for that. He really is creative. I would actually anticipate him taking back this. This is not the usual recapture, but having played rook e1, I guess that's what he wants to do. Standard recapture was with the c pawn. Yeah, I mean, this is what I figured. He's playing a bit strangely with the recapture toward the other way, but okay, how bad can it be? And what is my plan now? I'm not even sure where my rooks belong, to be honest. And I don't have a lot of counterplay here. Maybe a5. a5 actually looks pretty good. So far he can't play c5 without sacrificing something. In a sense, I feel like I'm playing on his side of the board, but I might be able to create some dark square weaknesses in this position. That's really what I want to do. I wanted to put my rook on c8, but I was concerned about something like bishop g2, bishop h3, basically. I mean, long run, he's going to have nasty pressure based on my rook being on c8. So I thought we don't bother with that. We try to get a fix on the dark squares. Kind of an accelerated dragon idea. I'm going to just come back here and bring out the queen to b6, playing for dark squares. It's not clear where my other rook belongs. Okay, this seems like it should be a mistake theoretically, but This life is not that simple. Not sure I want to play, I necessarily want to play knight f6 here. It seems like objectively, though, his position is okay. I mean, against a weak player, I guess I would think that black would have winning chances, but realistically, this position seems about equal. Black has to be a little bit careful. Now he has like bishop f5. Maybe I should in fact play g6. g6 weakens my position in some ways, but it would allow me to play f5. This is a really important moment. I don't know. Depends on how you want to play the position. I guess I'm going to do this. The problem with this is that he could play c5 ultimately, but maybe his d5 pawn will become weak. This was the safest move by me, or for me, I suppose, under the circumstances. Here we go again. All right. Everyone is a master. This is a totally unplanned decision to play rook c8, but he has all these nasty tricks on the long diagonal. I wanted to play b6, but it doesn't work. He has this crazy c5 breakthrough. Now f4. Wow. Man, this is just uncompromising. Holy crap. What am I supposed to do here? Knight g4 doesn't look good. Just losing now? Wow. I'm just losing now. Again. Guys are all strong. Soltigo NM equals Patzers. Hyper Patzer. Hyper Patzer, what are you doing? Stirring up the pot? The controversy in the stream? Man, Tushar Kamde like had bishop h3 here. I'm fighting for my life in that position. But now, I mean, now I'm still fighting for my life, actually, but somehow it feels better than it did. But now I have takes on c5, don't I? Yeah, right. This just doesn't work. Really, really dangerous situation for black here. $21.89. Man, I'm getting worked over. Did I have a better move? Just knight g4 there? Probably. No, I mean, he's still better after rook a1, probably. He was just better, period. Nearly winning for white again. Lost on time. He was crushing me positionally. Just crushing me. Pretty much excellent game by white. Almost perfect. Looks like there was some slip here. The computer didn't like you playing f takes e. I thought bishop h3 was strong. That's even better. That's even better. But I mean, this is still good. F takes e5, knight takes e5, c5. Apparently, I missed something, which I still don't understand. I could take here, but how does this work? I didn't understand. I mean, I thought you had this. But a1 is hanging. Oh no. Well, if I could do that, then it was a concrete, yeah, it was a concrete blunder. If you can't play c5, I mean, that's not working then. Okay, you have this move, apparently. f6. Though, I feel like black's fine here. We're out of the woods now. I mean, black is at least equal. So, but I don't know what I was doing there. I played knight a6 in the opening. This is a strange idea here to play knight a6. I mean, knight c6, I would have assumed this was normal. This is Petrosian versus Tal. Andreikin versus Kiatali. But it's a kind of weird move order in the opening. I mean, this should transpose to like a main line. Yeah, there it goes. So that transposes to a main line. This is a very strange decision, but apparently I can play bishop g4 here. This may or may not be better than knight c6, actually. Because of d5. And then a5, queen c2, bishop takes f3. And black has really, you know, okay, a3. Here's this Polish Grandmaster Miranda. Black still has some problems. Like, how are we getting our knight to c5 without white playing b4 here? So this is pretty much similar to the game there. This 2013 Uwe Bonch versus King. Again, I end up with my knight on a6. So I'm not so sure I like this. What to do after f5 for black? I mean, you just... I didn't think it was even protected, right? No, it's not even protected. Yeah, no, bishop h3 is just really good for white. Okay, we're out of subscribers to play, finally. Okay, then we'll play another of your Indian comrades here. Happy India 2033. This guy, or girl, I don't know, played pretty tough against me. Let's play knight f3. Tomorrow I think we'll do a rapid tournament. We did 5-0 blitz last time, so 7 plus 2. So it's Tuesday night rapid. The Tuesday night rapids. Sounds like something at the Marshall Chess Club. Yeah, man, I'm just getting a lot of good training games here. You guys I should be paying you subscriptions. Really, I'm just getting like free training. All these tough players. Tushar, Troll on a Roll, Serbian Santa Claus, Ananas. Every game is like a workout, and I really have no easy games. Gigi Helis is you're next anyway. Okay, I forgot that your only stupid names left. I can't remember that for some reason. Alright, I don't know. But I mean, I used to play the Classical Kings Indian all the time, but another opening that I can't keep up with the theory, so I kind of gave up on it. You tried. Thanks for trying. No, Too Sharp played well. Okay, this is a variation that I actually play with black extensively. So at least I normally play rook e1. I can play bishop e3 too, though. Let's play that. Baxter, thanks for the host. Had to play Patzer Nacional, yeah. The guy beat me twice. It's Patzer Nacional, no? No? Little man. I thought you said, glad we can help you, little man. I was like, okay, whatever. Bishop e3, knight takes d4. Okay, so it's just an exchange variation with knight on a6. But I think that guy beat me in 2 of my simuls. Why do you ask about that, JCS? Mexico or something? Or maybe I'm crazy? Was Mexico? Mexico ut. It's Hungarian for Mexico Street. Well, this is a kind of obscure variation. It seems a little bit... Actually, maybe my last move even should be knight b5. I'm not sure. That's kind of an old plan, to just stick the knight on b5 so black can't play c6. I don't know if it's still the best or not, or if it even is the best. No, he just said, help me a little bit, man. It all comes off weird on the internet. I'm not that big, but I'm not that little either. People don't call me like big guy or little man. I'm kind of medium sized. So b6, knight d5. Knight d5, knight takes d5, pawn takes d5, f5 with counterplay. Man, I need to play more blitz. This might be the wrong square, but I just thought maybe my rooks should go to the central squares if he's going to try to set up some sort of f5 later on. We can do a possible piece sacrifice. You've never seen National Patzer play and was just wondering? Wait, maybe we're not talking about the same person, okay? That's like a different spelling of the person who played me. There was like Patzer Nacional with a C, okay? And I think you could be talking about a different person. Knight takes c7, queen takes c7, knight b5. Where does he put his queen there? On like e7, I guess. We could do like some kind of crazy piece sacrifice where we get 2 or 3 pawns for a piece. Could be fun. Could be fun. But there's also return sacrifices for black. Both sides thinking about piece sacrifices on the pawn chain. You know, as I was talking about with my rooks, maybe we'll just tuck this away here and prepare a little bit of like over protection for the e4 pawn. Not a lot of time. How's it feel to seat alone and talk to yourself every day? You know, that's an interesting question, Troll on a Roll. I seat alone with nobody else. Well, honestly, I always like to drink alone too, Troll on a Roll, so it's absolutely natural for me. Do you like George Thorogood and the Destroyers? Because that was a favorite of mine when I was a little kid. Used to listen to like classic rock radio, and I Drink Alone is an awesome song. Reminded me of that. Brought a smile to my face today, Troll. You're streaming... Okay. Since I'm streaming tournament play sometimes, would anyone like to go there and follow me? No, absolutely, Baxter. I'm sure, you know, some people would enjoy. Evan Baxter. Okay. What are we doing? Weird, creepy, crawly nothingness. Okay, bishop f2 is a strange move, but I don't know. I'm being kind of lazy and not calculating anything, but I don't like this pressure and possible like rook takes e3 ideas. This is all ghost threats though. I wanted to overprotect my e4 pawn. I guess that was the other thing. In case of some kind of weird sacrifice. Yeah, Gladys Troll, you know the song. That's an awesome song, man. George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers. I was born in the Delaware Valley, so it was a local thing. H6, knight d5, knight takes d5. I mean, I guess I ought to just think about bringing my knight back to reality here. Now happy India, but h6 we can argue is a weakening for black. Nobody's really doing anything. Maybe I go here. That lets him take, and then he has those f5 ideas. On the other hand, his king side is so kind of crispy after that. I don't know. I'm not doing anything with this knight on b5. I mean, barring knight takes c7, it just doesn't do anything. I want to go Salo floor style and just stick my knight on d5 and get him to take. And then we have to then our rooks are on the wrong squares. I'm not really supposed to exchange pieces here. It's going to be hard to never exchange pieces in a time control like this, unfortunately. I need to play like a3, b4, and break with c5 to crack his pawn structure. But theoretically, I shouldn't exchange pieces, okay? But I don't know what to do. In a limited amount of time situation, it's really, really hard to play the Marazzi or some kind of hedgehog where you have white and you have more space, but you have to play like extremely precisely. And that's that kind of, we're in that kind of Marazzi situation here. It's actually a King's Indian, but it's the same principle. These spatial positions where you have an advantage like this, I find extremely difficult to play in blitz. White is better, like there's no question, but you have to play like little moves, one square moves, one at a time, Karpov style, just containing him. The same thing with the hedgehog. I think that it's much easier to play black in those situations. Now my rooks are on the wrong square. It looks like he's setting up to play like bishop. He wants to bishop h6 me or something. No, he's just protecting h6. I guess I could have won a pawn last move. Well, I was threatening to win a pawn. When I played b3, I could have won a pawn. Wait. b3, knight takes d4. No. I never could win a pawn. What did I do when he played king h7? Yeah, I could never win a pawn. He's simply protecting his h6 pawn. He had to. Or play h5. It's just freeing up d7 for his knight, I guess. It's a Marazzi with the pawn on a different square. Like if the pawn was on e7, it's a standard Marazzi. Now, we're not normally supposed to trade these dark square bishops in the Marazzi. This isn't exactly a Marazzi though. It's a little bit different. I can do knight d5, but he has a really good blockade there. So I think I'm gonna think about avoiding the exchange again. What are we gonna do? Aronian collapse. What can I say? I commentated like in the first 5 minutes of the stream. I said I've given up on him. Like it's. I mean, I like him. He's a acquaintance of mine from long ago. But but it's just like he's cursed or something. I can't, I can't bear to watch anymore. He can't play in this tournament. It's just a bogey for him. And Kramnik was the other hope for me. I don't think anybody's going to beat Magnus Carlsen again. I will admit, though, that let's say Caruana or Mamedyarov, that's still better than Karyakin or Anand. Okay, whatever happens, we can confidently say that it's an improvement. Definitely an improvement. Bishop takes d5. Okay, now we're almost... I was going to say we're almost happy. Could get kind of spicy if he tries to play f5, but does he really want to play f5 with that diagonal? This is his only active play. But the white squares are extremely dubious. So again, it's like a position you really have to have a lot of time to play precisely for white. His only alternative, though, is like queen d7. Man, there goes the dark squares, huh? I could envision myself even sacrificing in exchange for dark square threats. There is a really nice game where Salo Floor, I don't remember if he was playing Botvinnik, probably someone else. He did this, classic tie them down on the white squares and the c7 pawn. Floor is an underrated. He's an underrated historical genius in chess. Czech Grandmaster Salo Floor. Really, really strong positional player with d4, Slav. I would have rather seen MVL in this tournament. I mean, it's a really big shame that he didn't get to play, by the way. I think it's just a disaster. Fighting player like that? Okay, Grishuk, I've got to give him credit, man. He wasn't really supposed to even be in this tournament in a way, and he didn't do anything to deserve it, but he's put on a good show. He's really playing kind of the most fighting chess of anyone, and I think that's cool. Grishuk just isn't. He's not going out there and like boring everyone to death. So we've got to give him credit. I mean, yesterday was a quick draw, but overall, Grishuk has impressed with us. Impressed us in terms of his. I'm getting a little distracted here. Okay. He's impressed in terms of aggression, and I expected him to do like the worst, since he wasn't even like supposed to kind of be in this tournament, and that has not been the case. How do I break this down? Break it down. Man, it's kind of annoying. What are we supposed to do here? Man. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I really don't know. White is better, but there doesn't seem to be an obvious way to make progress. That's what I'm talking about this kind of position. It's not what you want to play in a blitz game. Probably you should just change your style altogether and not play positions like this in blitz. I mean, too positional, too technical. Don't even go there. Now Happy India allowed rook a1, which I was actually trying to get that in for a while, but I couldn't because of tactics based on knight takes d5, knight takes e4. So he's allowed me to do that. But maybe it's not going to cost him anything. Or her. Don't know anything about Happy India. Other than the fact that they're pretty good. They're 2033. Monday's not a good day. Am I still doing lessons with Mr. Coffee? Mr. Coffee, yeah. Why do you ask? You remember Leiko. Leiko was like almost world champion, man. I mean, talking about him like he's dead or something. The problem with Leiko is that he got married. It should be a warning to all of you. Rapport will probably suffer from the same fate. Back again. Who is this guy? Good defense. We don't have much, but we have a little something. Now I'm reduced to this exchange, which I didn't really want to make. Now we get the king to d4. We're all set. It's like total domination. World dominance. We're going to lose on time. Second front. Look at this player's defensive skills. I think he had rook h8 there that he missed. Draw? I don't think black ever quite equalized. Oh, this is lost. Yeah. He's sending me a rematch challenge. Okay. Whatever, dude. That was a fun game. Okay, only stupid names left. We found the reason of Aronyan's losses. What is the reason for Rapport's weakness? The reason for Rapport's weakness? Well, weakness, he's 2,700, man. I mean, not everybody's cut out to be like the top 10 in the world. It's not enough to be 2,700. You know, I'm not sure that Rapport is really world championship material, but he's extremely inconsistent. you know. He can like lose to a 2400 player like me one day and like beat Carlsen the next. I mean, that's a problem. You know, he would do things like that. No, I mean seriously, Leko got married and he was never the same since that. But it was a weird thing, like, you know, his life was completely in this Hungarian chess culture, and then he like went and married this Armenian woman who, like, you know, her father is like a trainer or something in Armenia, but culturally he got, like, you know, moved away completely from his native life in a sense, and I think that might have had an effect on him. Losing the World Championship match might have had an effect too, but at least he got there, you know. E3. I'm not an authority on Leko, you know. I just have a respect for him because I saw him play in his, you know, in his peak form. That match against Kramnik was huge. Magyar Országon, Budapesten, again. So, I've been living here, you know, since the Leko era. I watched Leko play Kramnik in a, you know, we watched some of the games live here from Budapest long ago. 92. I'm just commentating on the timing of Leko's demise, like, and as a player, you know, he went down around the time when he, you know, he got married, and it was weird. It was kind of weird to see him like just so suddenly get a lot weaker or something. But I guess we lose our motivation at some point, you know. Only suspicious names left. This is kind of a weird rope-a-dope setup by White. I mean, he's not doing the traditional stuff. He played e3. I thought he was going to play for d4, and then he just completely changed his gears and goes knight d2. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm playing a close Sicilian type of position I don't normally play. There are other things more important in life. That's a theory. It's a theory. I've actually, troll, I was going to call you, Tushar. I've been guilty of doing things outside of chess as well. So I completely identify with Leko. Now a3. Yeah, what am I supposed to do here? Seriously. Playing a lot of positions today that are a little bit unusual for me. I just kind of made it up as I went along here in the opening. I don't know why. I decided to play like a closed Sicilian against the English. But it's getting kind of weird now with this a3. Maybe bishop d7 is best. Bishop d7, where is the actual position here? This is the book. I almost thought I had played a6 already. I started to hallucinate. I had already played a6. So he's already beat me to the punch there. I guess we're going to play like queen c8 here. Poker. Poker, you know, personal things. Outside of poker, you know, going to the pub and drinking with your friends. I mean, just anything outside of chess, which is very alien to probably a 2700, 2800 player who only thinks about chess. Maybe that's Aronian's problem, that he's too worldly or something. He can't focus just on chess. All right, I don't know who's going to win, but Mamedyarov seems like he's playing the best chess over the last year of anybody. I had questions about his ability to hold up in a pressure situation. I also have questions about his ability in match situations because he's never really been there. So I don't like his chances. I'm not going to bet on Mamedyarov to beat Carlsen in a match situation. But yet, he seems like he's the best candidate for the challenge to Carlsen now. He's playing the best. He's the most consistent results. Caruana, I don't know. He's played really, really well in this tournament, but I don't think he's that consistent. I think I'd rather see Mamedyarov win the tournament at this point. He's definitely playing the best of everybody, and consistently, like for the last year or so. It's clearly. But we'll see. We'll see who wins. I mean, there's still 7 rounds left, so technically even like whoever's in last place could win the tournament. The nice thing about it, I like the fact that it's 14 rounds. It seems fair. I still don't like the concept of having one tournament decide the challenger for the World Championship, but that's all we've got, so... Anyway, open stupid names. What is wrong with me? Only stupid names left played A4. Now we have the option to play like A5 here. A5, B5, knight B4, one of those things. I think it makes sense, actually. It's a classic closed Sicilian trick. I learned this 20 years ago. FIDE master Miles Ardeman did this. He, it looks anti-positional. You're like going A5, okay, here we go, B5, and then knight B4, bishop A3, and C5, cementing that piece on B4 forever. I don't know where it was first played, but I mean, it's got to be a really old concept. You can play B takes A, but you're going to end up with the worst pawn structure. So B takes A, knight takes A5. This also has its disadvantages. Obviously, he's sacrificing his structure. And, probably a valuable bishop. But I mean, to be fair, like bishop A3 was probably White's best move. Only stupid names left. 1700 classical. Play insanely solid. Do I have a real kingside attack here? I just don't think so. So what should I do in this position? Just try to play in the center of the board, I guess. His king is slightly more open than mine. I have this dark square bishop, which isn't necessarily even good. Some vague attacking chances on the king's side, which I have my doubts about. I have to play C6 to keep him out of these key squares. But White looks okay here. It seems like objectively about equal. I think he's played this pretty well. Very mature play by White. Very safe. Knight D2 and E3 and no real actions. Just A4 grabbing some space on the queen side. Calmly playing bishop A3. Not making a mistake by almost 90% of people would have played B5 there. He knows not to do that. Does B takes A or bishop A3, same difference. That is good for White, good understanding. Now White seems like he could even potentially be slightly better. I was thinking queen B3 or knight E4 here. Carlsen is a beast. Well, I mean, the thing that concerns me is that when has like Mamedyarov ever played like a match with anybody? Like, it's a different format. So, does Mamedyarov have a second for this tournament, by the way? d5. I never seem to have any threats or tactics or anything. What am I doing here? Could get really weird after like 94 knight c5. I've got a bad bishop. But he's playing a hell of a game. Very, very thoughtful play by white. This is the last game, maybe. Again, the best move. Queen c7. Man, this looks a little bit dodgy for me. He's got like a triple attack on my b7 pawn. Maybe I should have played knight c5 right away. That's a real 1500. Man. I'm lucky that my rook is protected 3 times on b8. Barely hanging on. I mean, guess black's okay, but it's not very fun. Tiger and Petrosian would play like g4 here. f5, c5 check, isn't that convenient? That he has that? Bishop f8. Kind of a cheapo. I'm not even sure if this is good. He could easily sack the exchange, put his knight back on c3. I'll probably repeat position there. I don't really like knight c3, d5, c takes d, bishop takes b4, queen takes b4. He has really good play there. g4 is the only winning move for white. Tushar, I'll see you later. Wow, d4. Okay. So what's the deal after d5? He's got good compensation for the exchange. Not anymore. Does he have compensation here? Maybe, still. I don't know. My queen is threatened with knight d5. Now we're better. I don't even want to say winning yet. That's a nasty threat, but it doesn't work. Really good game by only stupid names left positionally. He was fine. He was fine until the end. It was a good game. So e3, Bartsai Laszlo. Yeah, it's a rare move. I mean, I don't know. You know, this is just not like, you know, not a normal move in this position, but there's nothing wrong with it. I guess it's fully playable. e3, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I played rook e8, Arno Zood. Now knight d2, it's still not a bad move. You're just like patrolling the white squares in the center. Probably not that bad. Rook b8, a3, bishop d7. Maybe it was a little bit passive. I could have played like bishop g4. White's better according to the engine. I went for the trade of white square bishops. a5 was best. And this is an interesting moment where even the computer wants to play b5, knight b4. What's the deal with that? Like b5, knight b4, knight b3, b6? Okay, I mean, it's possible you could play like bishop a3 and chop this at some point. That's possible because my queen usually is on d8 in this kind of situation. And we normally play c5, and that would protect the pawn on a5. But the fact that my queen is on c8 allows him to play this funky knight b3 move, and then I don't have c5, I have to do b6. And now the situation is a bit weird, because he could conceivably play like bishop a3, knock out the knight on b4, and then maybe something like knight a2 and pick it off, and then I'm just like losing. So rope-a-dope set up by white here, but I reacted a bit passively, and it looks like he's pretty okay. This position, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I did c6, the engine doesn't like that, but I mean, the computer wants to let him have a knight on d5 here? Seriously? That's cool. Let him have a knight on d5. I was unhappy about that. Alright guys, I guess that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow night. We're going to do a 7+2 rapid tournament. Not subscriber. Anyway, and we're going to do a viewer arena, basically. Running our own 7+2 tournament tomorrow night, Tuesday, here on lichess. Hyper Potzer, all you guys, thanks for watching. Contra Chess. Oh, Contra Chess, are you new? We should talk. Contra Chess just subscribed. Do I know Ravash Shuti? No. Contra Chess, are you Hungarian? Okay, yeah, send me a message if you want to talk anytime on lichess here or Twitch. If you guys are interested, I have one opening for someone who's really serious about taking lessons on a weekly or at minimum bi-weekly basis. So, you know, I don't want anybody out of pity to contact me. If you're really serious about learning or taking regular lessons, I have an availability like once a week. So let me know. It's videochesstrainer@gmail.com. Yeah, he lives in Budapest. Cool. Okay, so Contra Chess, thanks for subscribing. You know, feel free to send me a message here or my email, Video Chess Training on YouTube. We want to thank all you guys for subscribing and playing. It was a really daunting task today. Everybody played. We got a lot of strong opponents, really. And you know, even this last one, Only Stupid Names Us, he's 1581 after like 20 moves. The position is basically equal. That's how tough my opponents are here in the stream. We've got 1500s holding me to equal positions after 20 moves, and then, you know, he lost because of time, basically, but still, really good training for me as well, guys. So, Tushar emailed me about chess lessons. Okay, Tushar, I need to get back to you. There was one other person I have to get back to. I will do that this week. I'm usually kind of out of the office on Saturday and Sunday, so I will answer you for sure. Anyway, Soltigo, thanks for moderating. And again, tomorrow night, it's 7 p.m., the usual time. This week, there's still no time change. Next week, there will be a time change because we're changing to daylight savings time here in Eastern Europe. All right, yes, Juicebox Wizard and Tushar, I'm going to get back to you guys. And yeah, that's it. So that's one of my projects for today. I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the tough games, guys. I will see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.